Hi, my name's Abby and I'm going to be talking about note taking with dyslexia. So I do have dyslexia and I was quite concerned when I was doing my A-levels about coming to university and not being able to keep up with note taking or falling behind in lectures. So I feel like now I'm a third year, I have got some quite good note taking techniques and I just wanted to share some tips with you and just explain how I take notes. So the first thing I'd say to focus on is word economy. So lecturers might give you a lot of information in quite a short space of time. They don't want you to try and struggle to get everything down word for word. They just want you to focus and identify which are the most important or key points that they're giving you and then get those down on paper. So I've got an example of some notes that I've taken. So as you can see here, I've used bullet points for the key points and I've also colour coded as well. So here I've put the key points in green and I've also put a sentence in red down at the bottom. Now, the reason why I put it in red was because the lecturer said, oh, this is something, you guys will be assessed on. So I thought, oh, when I'm revising, if I come back to this sentence and it's highlighted in this way, I'm going to know this is something I really need to focus on. Another thing that I do, which does save time, and I think it's a really good technique, is column splitting. So this is where you literally just draw a line down the centre of the page, you put the main ideas and concepts on one side, and then you can go into further detail in the other column. And this is really good because if you are falling behind and the lecturer's moved on to another topic, all you can do is leave a few lines, and then at the end of the lecture you can see where you've got gaps and you can go up to your lecturer and say, oh, do you mind giving me a bit more information on this, or I didn't manage to catch everything on this topic, and they can just help fill in the blanks. Now, another thing that I'd say is if you've got an idea or a concept that's quite hard to put into words, you can always draw a diagram if you've got time. So I've got an example of a diagram that I've drawn. I've colour coded it as well, so the different areas really stand out. And also what I'd say do is, you can just annotate it a little bit as well. So that's really good if it's something that you're finding it hard to put into words. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was lecture recording. So a lot of the lecturers do record the lectures now, which is really great, but quite a few don't. So something you can buy is one of these. Now, this is a lecture recording pen. I think this was around £30 in Argos, and it's definitely worth the money because they're really useful, especially when it comes to revising. So you can play back your lectures in your own pace, at your own time. And if there's something that you don't quite understand, you can always pause it, go off and Google it or look in your textbook and then just carry on where you left off. So I'd definitely recommend lecture recording. I think one of the most important things that I do at university is printing off your lecture slides before the lecture. So your lecturer will hopefully send you the slides in advance, usually a couple of days, and you've got time to print it off, have a little look over it, so you're familiar with the work before you have to, go in and learn about it. And then also all you have to do is annotate the slides, saying, you're not struggling to recreate all their diagrams or all their pictures and getting everything down on paper. All you have to do is do, a couple of annotations and highlight a few keywords in the slides. So that really does save time to do that, and I'd recommend doing that. And then finally, I just want to say that if you are sat in the audience and you are really concerned about coming to university and you feel like you might not be able to keep up, or you're really worried about making notes in the lectures, I'd just say don't panic. The lecturers are there to help you. They want you to get the most out of your degree, and there's a lot of support in university, so I'm sure you guys will be fine.